Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm White Lightning, and welcome back to Star Wars Empire at War, playing in the Thrawn's Revenge mod in my Principles of Empire at War series as the New Republic. Last time we had some really good defenses over some of our key worlds. Mintuine got attacked by the Greater Maldrude, and we fought that off. Jardin got attacked again by the Empire, and we once again fought that off heroically with the help of Nance. Akbar's been doing work down here in the unknown regions, securing this area of space for us, but most critically, we've been wearing down the Greater Maldrude. They are down to just 2 planets, possession of 2 planets, and they have this small fleet over a 3rd planet, Thanos. And we were able to use our hero raiding party of Luke, Han, and Chewie, the Dream Team, to get some sneaky, stealthy attacks in on these planets, Mandalore and Thanos, which just goes to show, again, principle of surprise. We were really effective in surprising the enemy and eating these worlds out from under them. So we're building up on Thanos. Mandalore is pretty much built up as well with ground defenses and so forth. I let the game run for a little bit as I loaded in to record this episode, and looky here, an enemy fleet is about to invade Mintuine. The Maldrude was sitting over Centauri's, which is their capital planet, remaining planet, here with a fleet of about 900, and they are apparently sending 400 of that to Mintuine. So I am thinking, I still don't have any interdictors. That's a shame, because if I had an interdictor, that would be prime time to try to attack the to trap about half of that remaining Maldrude massive fleet over Centauri's, trap it over Mintuine and destroy it. But what I'm going to do instead is I am going to attack with Holt's fleet. Holt has really been doing awesome for us, this Admiral Holt here in the Maelstrom battle cruiser. But I'm going to take Holt's fleet, and I am going to send him up to Centauri's to try to at least whittle down this Maldrude fleet, maybe take out a couple of their admirals. They do have a Super Star Destroyer here. I don't know if it'll be in the battle. If it's not, we may have a good opportunity to take out some of their smaller ships. So we're going to send Holt in immediately. Go get that Holt. And then I'm going to swap these 2 fleets around, and hopefully I do that in time. Also, I don't have enough money to queue up any interdictors or anything. That's what I'm going to do, is get an interdictor in each one of these fleets for the next week, so that we can have some tactical options like that. So this is Holt attacking the Maldrude with a fleet of 526. We have a fleet of 300, so we are outnumbered. We will not be sticking around. They do not have any interdictors in this defensive fleet, so we can hit and run and do this rebellion style, going up against overwhelming forces, even New Republic style, going up against overwhelming forces. Looks like their Super Star Destroyer is in the battle, so I'm wondering if I could kite them away from that Super Star Destroyer. If I were able to eliminate everything except for a Super Star Destroyer in this battle, I would be pretty happy, because this is taking up, 183 of their pop cap. Okay, so if I could kill another 200 to 300 or so pop cap, I would be really happy with that, and then we would be able to rinse and repeat and come back and hit these guys again. But to do that, I think I'm going to have to draw them away from this defensive position where they're all kind of clustered around this Super Star Destroyer. And again, this is the Javelin, this is the Javelin. It's a Vengeance Star Dreadnought, which is really good at counter capital fire. It's got a lot of big turbo lasers, big ion cannons that are going to be able to strip the shields off of some large ships. So we're going to want to pick this battle very carefully, treat this very carefully. Looks like they are chasing us. We've got this, I think this was a mission reward a while ago, a CR-92 Assassin Corvette, variant of the CR-90 that we're all familiar with, the classic Corellian Corvette. And I think this is going to work. Yeah, we've sent in, okay, so this is again another cheeky little rebellion thing. We send in this Corvette maybe pretending that it's in distress or that it got lost, and this defensive fleet is wary at first until the Corvette approaches close enough, and they're like, oh, okay, let's go get it. And we're able to lure them away from their defensive stations and from the Super Star Destroyer they're supposed to be escorting and protecting. So we could play this a couple of ways, actually. I could try to get in and get a bunch of fighter attacks in on their shipyard, eliminate their shipyard, and maybe even a defensive station or 2. I'm more concerned with the ships, though, the actual capital ships themselves, and so I would rather just drop in. First off, we're going to drop in a Corellian Corvette to give this assassin a little bit of relief here, and then I'm going to drop in this Home 1 type, immediately broadside to this Star Destroyer. Home 1 type, and then Holt is going to go in here as well. And then we've got a couple more MC-80Bs, which we'll bring in, and a Dauntless, and then Quasars in the back like we do. And then we'll bring our Liberators over here on the flank, and our Assault Frigates over here on the flank, and then our point defense ships. We've got a lot of tending in this fleet, actually. So we'll bring in the Corvettes and Frigates all together. and this tending should really help. I'm going to leave the interdictor out. I don't think they'll want to leave. I don't think they'll want to retreat. So we will go ahead and play this out. So not quite full 300. I will hit power to shields on the home 1 type. And let's get all of these guys assigned to command group 1. And then this Dauntless is going to peel off and go for, and I'm going to send these MC-80Bs actually to peel off and go for that victory as well. And then our smaller cruisers and frigates over here, we will have them team up on the Star Destroyer as well. Okay, so we'll be able to eliminate about 100 and, yeah, over 100 pop cap, including their garrisons. We'll hit sensor jamming, and that'll really do a number on this MC-80B, really neutral, or not MC-80B, this Victory 1. Yeah, the Victory 1s are the ones that have missiles, and so we're really neutralizing those missiles largely, and that's going to be great for us. Need to start working on the other hard points though, because it is looking like it's wearing down this Dreadnought a bit, and they've sent their hero clear back here, this Fan Rizzolo, back to try to take out my Quasars. No sir, I've done nothing with my fighters so far this battle. That's a little bit of an oops, but also things are going okay. We're getting the tending on the Dauntless, and let's get in and be a little more deliberate with destroying some of these hard points on this Victory, because this Victory is now doing a bunch of damage to us here. And yep, there goes a Maltrude cruiser, and there's that big Super Star Destroyer with our Maelstrom punching through, moving in that direction. I actually want the Maelstrom to stop moving in that direction if that's the thing that's happening, so we can stop. Okay, looks like we're not actually going there. They are bringing in reinforcements, and it looks like it's a bunch of these victories, these Crimson Command victories. Let's see if they come at us. If so, I will just let them come to us. I'm going to move the home 1 up a little bit and the MC-80s up a little bit. We've still got, looks like we've lost a couple of our Corvettes. Yeah, we've still got this assassin back here, so that's good. And we got this extra CR-90. So we'll have to do a little bit of rebuilding in this fleet. We've lost maybe a CR-90 or 2. But I think we'll be okay, and our fighters, we definitely have fighter superiority in this space, which is great. Okay, so everybody who's moving can go ahead and stop, pretty much. Let's have you stop, and we will, again, let them come to us. So now we've hurt them. If we play this out as if it's a video game, and or as if it's kind of a real-life thing, or as real-life as Star Wars can be considered to be, right? If we think about this in like a real-life context, we've just jumped in, we've surprise attacked and snuck attacked their fleets. They have reinforcements that they were able to bring in, and the local commander is probably panicking, was probably not expecting to, you know, it's a random Tuesday, you know, he's maybe thinking of coming off shift, going home, maybe getting a bite to eat, getting some entertainment. He was almost certainly not anticipating a surprise New Republic attack, or from his perspective, a rebellion attack on his forces and on his garrison tonight. And so he's super pissed, he's panicking, he is worried that his bosses, his admiral or whoever's in charge of him, is going to blame him personally for this. And you know what happens to Imperials when they get blamed for tragedies, right, and setbacks? They tend to get force choked out of existence. Ooh, they are going for the engines on Holt, which is making me upset that this is happening. We might want to leave if his engines stay up. Ooh, yeah, see that? He's down to 1 engine hardpoint. If his engines can stay up through this, we might want to leave after we deal with this wave of Victory Star Destroyers, because I do not want to commit to this battle. I don't think we can win this, even though we are definitely wearing them down. We've taken down probably, that was another, what, 5 or so victories that just came in, or probably 4 victories that came in, and they're each worth about 16 population caps, so that's another 50 to 60 pop cap that we've taken out of their fleet. Still, though, I do not want to risk losing Holt, because we are not strong enough at this point, especially with partial shields on all of our ships. We are not strong enough to take on a Super Star Destroyer. Even the Javelin class, which I believe is a little bit weaker in terms of shields and hull than a typical Executor class Super Star Destroyer. But, you know, Super Star Destroyer, this is still pretty good. Technically, the Star Dreadnought class is what this size of ships. Yep, and there's a Liberator YOLOing forward for no good reason. Get out of there, buddy. Oh, man. Yep, you're going to lose engines. And we're going to have to retreat without you. Okay, so again, thinking of this as if it's real life, this Liberator here this captain got a little overeager and neglected and didn't follow orders to hold the line and maintain the battle line. And so that command is going to be lost. That's a bunch of folks toast on this Liberator. So all because, you know, again, no, in reality it was Empire of War pathfinding, but a really good simulation of a local commander or an independent commander deciding, hey, you know, I'm just gonna go get some glory and maybe chase down some Star Destroyers, and kind of came back to bite him. So that's a bit of a whoops on us. We'll get our point defense up here to give tending to this home 1 type and take out this victory, and then I think we're gonna leave. Yeah, because they have more reinforcements back here. They have star bases. We're down a Liberator. Our shields are low. I'm going to go ahead and call it, and we've almost certainly lost some starfighters as well. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. We'll have lost a few ships, but we'll have taken out probably close to half of what the Maldruid had here. We'll see, because we're spying on this planet, so we'll be able to see. They were sitting at about 530. We lost a Liberator. Oh, no corvettes or frigates lost in that one, so that's good news. And they're down to now 307. So yay, an entire fleet remaining, basically an entire fleet's worth of ships remaining over Centauri's, but we've worn them down at least that much. So that's great. They do have this Star Destroyer chilling over Thanos. That's fine. We'll leave that there. I'll come over here. I had built up a couple more corvettes for Akbar. So let's send them over here. And then, do I want to park Akbar somewhere else, actually? Like, either over Bakur or Bikonos? Probably. Probably so. Yeah, I'll do that, actually. I'll send him from Endor over to Bikonos. And then we'll see... Where did that artillery build? I don't actually know where I have the capability to build artillery, but it's something I was building up because I think we've lost artillery off of Luke's army here. What was Luke's army with the turbo laser and everything. Not at Bimasari, not at Kashyyyk. Oh, we do have 2 artilleries at Kashyyyk, actually, so that might have been where that one was built. But okay, we'll go ahead and resume. So we've got the full fleet. Oh, and it's a good thing that I'm moving Akbar back, because we've got an enemy fleet incoming at Bikonos, so we'll have to move him directly over there. And then deal with this Maldruid fleet, which is 497, attacking us at Mintuine. This is another one of those that I feel pretty confident about winning, and they might just retreat, which would actually be kind of unfortunate. I do not want them to retreat from this fight, but if they do, / when they do, I will come back and show what the results of the battle are. Okay, well, wouldn't you know it, they retreated, so no losses, unfortunately, weren't able to inflict, and at this point, we want these fights with Maldruid, you know, on our terms. Now, you might think that, oh, now would be a good time to move Holt's fleet up and engage this fleet with the Super Star Destroyer, the Javelin, in it. But remember the rule that Empire at War plays with: if an AI fleet is in transit, when my fleet arrives at Centauri's, that in-transit fleet would teleport to Centauri's, so we'd be up with Holt against a massive fleet of like 800 or 700 pop cap. So not something we want to do immediately. We do have a new mission with the month ticking over, so we have a mission to attack Follis, to destroy a couple of bulk freighters, and we get infiltrator platoons. We'll get to that if we get to it. I'm not super concerned about getting that done. I do want to come down, as I promised though, to Mintuine and queue up not 1, but 2 interdictors. And we'll switch these fleets back, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to keep the weaker fleet. This Bulwark fleet only has 250, whereas Regab's has over 300. I want to keep this weaker fleet over Mintuine so that the Maldruid is perhaps a little more tempted to attack Mintuine. On the other hand, I do also kind of want to build up Mintuine so it's actually a little more defensible, so I will spend some money on finally upgrading those shipyards to the level they were at before. In addition, we have a corporate sector fleet. It's 473 over Liana. I'm not feeling like tussling with that right now, so I'll just go ahead and come back to Metalorn. Bimasari has some space construction. Mon Mothma's over Uberkia. Okay, that's good, because I wanted to flesh out Holt's fleet a little bit better. I will get a Liberator to replace the one we lost, and then I will grab... Is there anything I'm missing in this fleet? Not really, but it's never a bad idea to have a little bit of extra point defense. So I'll grab a few extra ships, and those will end up going into Holt's fleet. We'll go ahead and... Oh, there's a space battle at Bikonos. Looks like I was able to make it there in time after all. We'll go ahead and begin this. This is one where we might consider trying to get a capture in with our boarding shuttle. Looks like they're sending a couple Star Destroyers at us. I am not threatened because we've got Akbar and plenty of firepower on our own. The question is, by sending, and this I believe is our boarding shuttle there, if we send our boarding shuttle in, are we going to risk losing more than just the boarding shuttle? Because I would rather not, if that's an option. We're going to send Akbar up ahead because he's nice and tanky, and he can probably tank most of the damage himself. And then we're going to send, just to keep this fight kind of manageable, because I am kind of looking at this from a potential boarding opportunity perspective, I'm going to send just our larger, chunkier ships up. And, oh, it looks like we get the Bakuran local defenders with their starfighters here. That's kind of cool. Or not the Bakuran, the Buganos. I forgot which planet we were over. Oh, this is the mining facility. Okay, that's why. Okay, well, let's get our fighter and bombers up, and we really only need to go after one of these Star Destroyers, and again, we've got to be really careful in how we do it. Interdictor, you go ahead and move back. I don't need you front and center. We'll grab this CR-90 and bring them up part of Group 1 as well. I'm going to leave the boarding shuttle grouped in as part of this boarding Group 1, or Command Group 1 that I like to do. And I think I'm going to go for this ISD-1 over here on the right side. So let's get Akbar to focus on the center ship. Let's get our boarding shuttle to start approaching this ISD on the right. And then all of these other guys, you can start working on, say, the turbo lasers here. Akbar would love for you to turn the correct direction. I don't mean to be needy, really, or demanding, but that would be really cool. You are now facing completely the opposite direction of where I need you to be, so that's not helpful, buddy. Pathfinding an Empire at War. A classic issue, right? That's the way things go sometimes. I'll get my ships in this area. Hold on. I need to pause here for a second. All of our fighters and bombers, I'm actually going to pull you guys back. You just can scoot on back, because I don't want you dealing damage to this ship here. We've got all of the hard points on this side closest to our boarding shuttle down. Now let's get this, make sure the shuttle itself is positioned right close to the Star Destroyer, and it is. So that's good. I'm now going to tell all of these capital ships, these guys here, to go for this Star Destroyer, and we'll take some fire off of the Star Destroyer that's a little bit hurt, and wait until this one goes down a little bit more in health. That might have been too soon. I don't think we'll get that one. I don't think... Wait. Oh, we are successful. Target ship captured after the battle retreat to be refitted at an allied planet. Fantastic. Okay, and we are victorious. Well, that's great. We get an ISD-1 Harpox added to our fleet. We already have an ISD in Akbar's fleet here, so we'll see where that retreats to, and that'll determine it's retreated to Vondark, which is a location that I know. Oh, it's right here. This Bulwark fleet up here. You already have an ISD-2. Nance's fleet does not have an ISD. But you know what? What's a couple Star Destroyers in a New Republic fleet? Like, they started building Imperial Star Destroyers anyway, as time went on. So, I'm not mad about that. And I'm going to leave Akbar at Bugnos, actually. That's going to be just fine. And I think he actually, yeah, he has a random infantry dude in his fleet here who I've been trying to get rid of for, like, months. Unrest has grown on Thanos to 1. I wonder why. Oh, it's because we're blockaded. Okay, yeah, that'll definitely do it. What do I want to build on Thanos in terms of ground production? On Kashyyyk, we have a heavy factory. On Bimisari, we have some barracks, or a barracks at least. Klaatuin, we've got a heavy factory. Oh, and here's our artillery. That's nice. Yeah, that's sitting there defending, so that'll... Don't let me forget about that, everyone. Don't let me forget that there's the artillery there. On Thanos, we could use a light factory, and I'm actually going to queue up 2 of those, and then we'll get a tax agency there, because I think by the time that tax agency builds, we'll be able to clear out this fleet that's over Thanos. Okay, go ahead and unpause and move this interdictor over to Grab's fleet, and this interdictor into the Bulwark fleet. We have now lost spy vision over Metalorn, which is a little bit sad. It's going to take me some time. Oh, yep, and I have no starbase. That's okay, actually. We're getting... Did I accidentally queue up double artillery? Or maybe on purpose queue up double artillery? That's interesting. Wonder why I made that choice. But that'll at least... Yeah, that'll make Klaatuin a little more defendable if the Maldruid decides to come at Klaatuin. And again, if they do decide to come at Klaatuin, I'm not going to be mad. Because it'll give us options to maybe attack them again as Centaurs. Going to come here to Bimisari, and I'll queue up a Bothan Spy here.
Construction complete.
and that'll finish right behind that trade port, which is going to work great for us. And then I think I'm going to grab this Kashyyyk fleet. What do they have over Thanos? They've got 167. I've got 229. They do not have any stations or anything that I have to worry about. So I think this is a great opportunity to take this Kashyyyk fleet, even though it's a little under strength, and move it over to Thanos. Let's break this blockade right now. Maldruud is conquering stuff over in this direction, which is kind of interesting and not what I was expecting them to be doing. But and honestly, y'all, I was kind of hoping to force a Maldruud integration into the Empire here, but maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe we are still a ways from that happening. So we'll go ahead and begin this attack. I'm not going to keep the fleet over at Thanos. I'm going to keep it over Kashyyyk instead. And then, yeah, I would really like to eliminate that giant Maldruud fleet at Centauri's. That's kind of our biggest security threat right now. So we don't have any super chunky big boy battle cruisers, so I think it's in our best interest to bring in, not Farlander yet. I suspect that my fighter bug might be if I bring in Farlander before I bring in a bunch of the ships that are supposed to spawn fighters, that might be causing issues because I did a super janky job, because I don't really know what I'm doing in terms of modding this game, right? I just thought it would be fun. So, let's bring in all of our Nebulon Bs, because those have fighters on them, and it's not nothing. It's not a zero amount of fighters. Let's bring in these Moncal ships. Basically, I want to bring in everything that can and will spawn fighters, and then after that, get Farlander in here. Just to make sure. It's not. I have tested it. It's not like replicating in that way, but there might be something to it. Oh, and they think they want to leave. So I think this fleet would retreat up to the Roche asteroids, which I'm actually kind of okay with. It'd clear them off of Thanos. I have a rare opportunity here. If we stick around and fight, this is 5 ISDs. I am a little bit skeptical that we can make it through this fight without winning anything, especially since they're already closing in on us so quickly. I really should have brought my fleet back here in the very back corner, but I wasn't paying attention to where I was on the mini-map compared to where I thought I was on the map. So I think I'm going to let this retreat happen. I could bring in this interdictor and interdict them real quick and turn on that gravity well generator and just stop them from doing that. But I think we stand to lose more than we gain in this particular engagement, so I'm going to let them go. Like Pharaoh, I'm going to let these people go. I know, very kind of me, very generous. I'm not a war criminal, I'm not. Promise. And yeah, so now they've got a big fleet, 591, parked over Roche. That's okay for now. That's okay, but ew. These, Maldruud is scary. They are rude. The Maldruud is rude. Move that Liberator up to join Holt's fleet, and I guess it could have waited to grab that Nebulon B. So let's send them up. An enemy fleet is about to invade Endor. What else is new? I'll grab Akbar and send him back to Endor, and we should make it in time. This is, once again, the Pentastar alignment, occupying most of the unknown regions here. So we'll send Akbar back to deal with that. Now, we have an interesting situation here over Thyfera. So, this is another opportunity. So we've done some surprise attacks, you know, following that principle of surprise that we have, that we should have, using our Jedi forces to raid, and that's great, you know, in and of itself. It's not going to get us a ton more territory. Like, we could do a raid on Roche. That would actually probably be decently successful. We could take that, but then we're still going to have these massive fleets to deal with. So an interesting thing you'll notice is that the Maldruud might be starting to push over to the west in the galaxy and attack some of these Zinj planets or this corporate sector planet or something. I might ease up, and this is kind of not what I was expecting to do this episode. I think I'm going to ease up and just wait and see what happens in this chunk of the galaxy here. I definitely need to come down to Metalorn, actually, and I'm going to build up an ion cannon, and we need some ground defenses on Metalorn as well, because all we've got is some basic armies and a basic defense army, nothing crazy here. So I think on Metalorn I'm going to get a barracks, and we'll let that ion cannon and that barracks build, and then I'm going to come over to Klaatuine, and I'm going to grab one of these artillery pieces, and I'm going to move that over to Metalorn as well. And okay, so, and we now have the option to research the Republic Star Destroyer from our political options menu. Hello. Well, okay, let's take a look at this. This is Walex Blissix, which is totally not a made-up name. I've been collaborating with Moncal Shipyards, recently designing a new class of capital ship. The plan from High Command is to build it as a Rendili Star Drive design and a bit of political theater to sway Rendili away from the Empire. My own hope is that this class will serve as a competitor to my daughter's Star Destroyer designs and help end the Empire that much swifter. Okay, so this is a Wessex design. Nice. Let's come down. Oh, I need to move Booster, Tarek, or Talon Card away from Bothawai because they're bonuses for income. I need to apply that to another one of my planets. Would like to apply that to some other planet. Let's come down here to, I don't know, a planet I'm not going to use immediately. Ariadu, for instance. And I think I have the option. Ooh, I could just spend all my money for the month on that right now. Do I pull the trigger on it? Yes, this is a warship with more firepower than most Mon Calamari designs and fostered closer ties with Rendili's star drive. Let's do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna queue it up, and we might have a new starship available to us soon. Also gonna move Regab's fleet out of that slot because as soon as this Home 1 type is done, it is going to go sit in Farlander's fleet, and we'll finally have Farlander's fleet back up to full strength. So the Maldruid is moving fleets around. We have some spies on their planets, and we can see what's going on. That's another thing too. The more planets the Maldruid takes, oh, and this is a Pentastar alignment fight here. They are attacking us with a Secutor, a Tector, two Secutors, a Tector and an ISD, and a Tartan. This is one I could try to capture one of their ships, but this is feeling like a little bit stronger of a fleet, and I'm a little less confident in my ability to do that without losing a ship or losing many ships unnecessarily, because don't want to do that, right? That's not what the New Republic's about. We are not about wasting lives. We are the good guys, and we will loudly say so and insist upon that to anyone who listens. So what I'm going to do, I can't quite resist the temptation, so I'm going to leave the boarding shuttle and the two CR-90s escorting it back here in this asteroid field. They will indeed last long. The Corvettes should be fine to navigate through that. I'm going to move all my ships up and keep them on Cal ships, the tanky guys up front. That's interesting. I forgot I have a couple of these Hapen ships in this fleet here. These beta cruisers, I think is what they're called. Nice. That'll be nice to have. Except I meant to put you guys in the command group too. So we'll do that. We'll get these large ships up. Akbar, you can power to shields. I am not managing this battle super well, but it's okay. We should have plenty of margin for error on this. Send our fighters and bombers after their lead Star Destroyer here and send Wedge in to specifically target bombers. We'll have A-Wing specifically target bombers as well, and we'll have them trigger their sensor jamming. This Dauntless, you can trigger sensor jamming. This Dauntless, you can point the right direction for once in your freaking life. Power shields on you guys. We'll bring this ISD up and have you get your heavy weapons to bear on this. And then you guys, I'm thinking, kind of trying to focus on the Star Destroyers first is going to be more to our benefit. So let's do that. We do have this Tartan in the fight, so I'm going to ask the Liberator, order the Liberator. I'm not asking, I'm the boss here, I don't have to ask. Ask the Liberator to target that Tartan. Meanwhile, this Dauntless is running low on, and I'm not able to click it for some reason. I'm having some sort of an interface bug. Whoop, hello. That is very curious that that's happening. Let's see if I can click now. No. Let's see now. Okay. That was very strange. My little clicking bug. It's very odd. We'll move our tender up here and start helping this Dauntless out. This Dauntless is fine, so you can move up and start dealing with this Star Destroyer, and our own Star Destroyer is actually taking a fair amount of damage, so we'll move our tender and our two betas up to cover him. Meanwhile, let's see if we can assign some of these Mon Cal ships to target the hard points. Yeah, we're losing the engines on the Star Destroyer. I don't think we're going to lose the whole thing. We should be fine there. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Akbar, once again, just like flashing his tail to the enemy, the tail end of his cruiser to the enemy in a sign of dominance or something. Like, buddy, you're pointed the incorrect direction. Like, that's kind of incongruous. I don't necessarily want to use that as a screenshot, because where are you going? That Secutor blowing up would make a pretty solid screenshot, though, if I can capture that one frame. Oh, screenshot meaning a thumbnail for the episode. Alright, so there's another PA fleet down. I won't show too many more of those. I'll just play through those. I won't even fast forward when it's those little fights that we're able to get up and intercept. But what I was contemplating doing, before I was so rudely interrupted by the PA, was taking this fleet here on Yogdul and advancing forward to Thyfera, because we have the opportunity here. We outnumber this Imperial fleet. It's just the impeller carrier and then a Tector Star Destroyer. They do have hypervelocity cannon, but I have some ground forces available too. I think I can capture Thyfera here with one of my non-primary fleets. Yeah, I think this is a chance to do that. So let's get up there and see what we can take over Thyfera. Very excited to have captured that Star Destroyer in that previous battle with Akbar's fleet. That is really cool. And now we're going to have double Star Destroyers here. That's going to be rad. Okay, so bringing things in. Oh, and this might actually be the first battle that we've seen one of our fancy bulwarks. We've got a couple of these in the inventory now. And they are undoubtedly going to hypervelocity gun it, right? Yep, hypervelocity cannon firing. That's okay. I'll bring in my couple Star Destroyers here, and then Quasars in the back as we do. Dauntlie, which is the plural of Dauntlesses, obviously. We've got some mission reward dreadnoughts, and we'll bring those in, filter them in. And then we could use some more support ships, some more of these little Nebulon Bs and CR-90s and such in this fleet, but I think we're going to be okay for this battle. We'll have the Bulwark. Actually, I could grab these little guys here and have them come up and tend this Bulwark so you can actually stop moving. And we'll get these guys to start working on the fighter base on the Compeller. We'll have this this right wing of our formation start dealing with the Bulwark. Turn around, please. I am sick of my battle cruisers pointing the wrong direction. Get our tender up. Okay, actually, you know what? Just stop. Just park. You're fine. We'll get the tending up on you. This is going to be fine. Dauntless, you can go ahead and jam sensors. And this Star Destroyer and this Dauntless together have almost worked their way through this Impeller's shield, so that's great. That means we're going to have that worn down. Our Bulwark is just parked, just tanking. That's what it's doing. Its shields are already down, but it is just tanking for us. The Bulwark of our fleet, LOL. There's that Star Destroyer that we're working on. Yep, lighting those guys up. Okay, well, this Bulwark's taken a lot of damage, and it's going to take more because they are almost certainly going to hypervelocity cannon it again. But because it's been taking damage, much of the rest of our fleet has not. And that, I think, is a win. We'll get our dreadnoughts up here to start working on this this impeller. We really need to wear down its turbo laser batteries. And this Star Destroyer is still completely healthy, so I'm going to move him all the way forward. This guy is low on shields and hard points, and we've lost, I think, at least one of our corvettes or frigates. Although I always think that, and I tend to overestimate. It's because I always tend to lose them. This Star Destroyer has gone a little farther forward than I intended. Let's get a couple of... Do we have any fighters nearby? You guys are still kind of busy over here. Let's get these shielded TIE interceptors, which is cool that we have them, and assign them to come chase down these bombers. So I'm not liking what they're doing to the Star Destroyer that's kind of isolated up here and in trouble. Also, this Bulwark is really low on shields, or on hull, which surprises me. So I'm going to grab all my fighters and bombers and have them come and start working on these Golans immediately. And then we need pretty much the whole fleet, except for the Bulwark. This Star Destroyer, though, gosh, wow, this is interesting. Have I lost engines on anything? No, I still have engines on everybody. I don't like that these bombers exist over here by this Star Destroyer. But my question is, do I try to retreat here? I could really quickly kill this impeller and then retreat, maybe. There's a non-zero chance that we would lose this Star Destroyer to these bombers, because they are bombing it. Oh, and there go the engines. Okay, well, that sucks. That really sucks. We gotta get these guys in here. Gotta get these Liberators up, and we gotta take down these space stations as quickly as we can, because they're gonna keep hypervelocity cannoning us. Okay. Tenders, stay back here working on this Bulwark. Bulwark's engines are down. Oh man, I really underestimated how bad that would hurt. That impeller tore us up with strong shields. They had a fighter advantage that I wasn't prepared to deal with, because I'm the New Republic. We generally have not been dealing with adversaries that have the fighter advantage. So at this point, I kind of hope that they go for the ISD, because I cannot replace this Bulwark. That's really kind of sad. Dang. Dauntless, you can jam their sensors, please, and we'll get our fighters to come start working on Skull. And yeah, we're definitely not getting out of this battle without losses. A little bit of a Pyrrhic victory. I think we are going to win. We're going to take the space over the planet, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think we can take the space over this planet. I think we can wear down these star bases, but we're going to lose either the Bulwark or this Star Destroyer, whichever one they decide to target. And I don't think we can tend our way out of it, because that hypervelocity cannon is just going to bypass shields and destroy these hard points on the Bulwark, which doesn't have very many left. Well, shoot, that is my bad, for sure. Liberators, I need you guys to get up here, take out these proton torpedo launchers, because those are the most annoying. What are they going for? The Bulwark? The Bulwark's still alive. Oh my gosh. You guys, if we can hurry and get through their star bases and their space and their shipyard, we might be able to make this happen. We might be able to make this work. So let's hurry up. Get our tenders up here. We're going to lose that Dauntless probably. I'm going to start moving the Dreadnoughts up. Oh boy, I am tense. So yeah, we're going to lose probably a Liberator. We might lose a Dauntless there. We might not. We might not. We might be okay. They've got bombers working on us too. Hold on, I gotta pause. Wow, this is crazy. These TIE bombers have been really rough on us. I guess it just goes to show, like, I've been taking advantage of the fighter cloud strategies. Calling it a strategy is a really generous term. I've been taking advantage of the fighter clouds that my strong... Oh, and they're retreating. Oh my gosh. Wow. What luck. This Bulwark, this flaming wreck. Holy smokes. Is going to live to fight another day. Who would have guessed? Yeah, fighters, super powerful, and they had the fighter jump on us. I wonder what we'll have lost. I wonder what the battle damage is going to end up being on that one. 0 losses. We were down to negligible health on pretty much all of our ships, but we're back. We're so back, baby. Oh, that's incredible. Wow, who would have guessed? That is pretty impressive that we were able to pull that off. Nice. And lucky too. Obviously we got lucky with how they were placing their shots on the hypervelocity cannon. We got really lucky with that. So I'm going to go ahead and end the episode by taking Thyfera. We should be able to do this. I have a little bit of money in the tank, so we can buy some healing and some tending. This is not the strongest ground army, but they also don't have the strongest ground defenses. So I think we can make this happen. Our troops are spawning in. I don't believe we have any transports. No, we would not have any transports here. So how do we play this? This is a command post with 5 opcap up there. This is another one with 5 and gets us a little closer to the base itself, although this gets us close to a capturable factory, which we might end up needing. So I'm not gonna try to do anything fancy here. I'm just gonna prioritize getting up to that capturable. We'll bring in our fast tanks behind this infantry, and we'll just have these guys run up there, because we need as many forces as we can get in this battle. As I say that, I'm not building this field base. I'm going to try to get a field base that's a little closer to the front lines. I'm also going to fly these T-47s up, and oh gosh, what is going on here? Oh, they've got the scout speeders. Okay, well, we can deal with those with the T-47s, no problem. I'm going to fly these T-47s up and see if I can intercept some of these Imperial forces as they're coming to take some of these command posts here. Because if I can at least delay them taking command posts, like we're about to do up here. Okay, that's kind of nice too, actually. Okay, that works. If I recall correctly, that is the bulk of the forces that the Empire has on this planet. There's a couple of companies of those speeder bikes. So we've taken out one ATST there, and then I think they had a light factory, which is where these ATSTs would have spawned out of. And there's a second ATST down. T-47s, one of you is hurt, so I'm going to bring you up here. I'm going to tell one infantry squad to come up here to this factory, and I'm going to tell another one to come capture a build pad here, and that build pad is going to turn into a repair pad for us. Let's bring the T-47s back, and we'll build this repair pad. And now we can bring in our artillery, which is going to be super handy to have. We have our hero, who is Tigran Jamiro. This is the first time we're using him, and he's in an A9 floating fortress, which is actually really cool because that heals infantry. And if we're looking to preserve our infantry, that is going to be something that we want to have. And then I am going to spend the money up here on a support field base, because that'll give us some forces that can infantry units that can repair and heal our other units. So that should be really handy to have too. Just some Bantha 2 skiffs out of here, which just has anti-infantry blaster cannons. Better than nothing, right? Let's bring in our tanks there, and we'll have our artillery deploy, and then we'll see if these rebel infiltrators come in properly. They might not. They're a little bit of a special infantry unit, so we'll see if they spawn in properly. Otherwise, though, I think we're about ready to go. Yep, there's another one of those speeder bikes. I'm gonna leave. Oh, yep, and they are spawning properly. Okay, awesome. In fact, I'm actually gonna leave a couple of these guys back here on defense and send the rest of them up here, and everyone else is free to proceed. We're going to head up to this command post and then into the Imperial base. Also going to leave a couple of these Bantha skiffs back. And then if we need to, we'll send the T-47s back to deal with any vehicles. Although it looks like most of their vehicles, yeah, most of the Imperial vehicles are going to be clustered here around this command post, this reinforcement point here. I call it a command post, I call it a reinforcement point. It's a command post in old Battlefront, right? In old Star Wars Battlefront, sure. Fantastic games. T-47s, I would actually rather have you come back and start working on this hypervelocity gun. It's a little bit out of the way, and you have your anti-vehicle damage, so you should be able to do work on it. Yeah, with those anti-vehicle cannons. And if the speeder bikes follow you, that's fine. They're not going to be able to do much to you. And that'll clear up a little more of the path for us to get up and take this point and eliminate these Imperial forces. In fact, everybody's chasing these T-47s, which seems like kind of an oversight to me. They're starting to take damage, so I'm going to kite them back over the ocean. Run away, fly, my pretties, fly. There's our artillery parked there majestically. And our New Republic vehicles. We are taking this command post, looks like, without too many problems. What are these exactly? I think these are just tanks. Yeah, pulse cannon tanks. So they've got a heavy anti-vehicle beam cannon. So this is our anti-vehicle medicine in this army here. Bring them up, and then our hero here with the floating fortress is going to have the sensor ping ability. So let's just go ahead. This is a bit of a risk, but I'm going to see if we can bomb both of these buildings simultaneously. We might miss, we might bomb none of the buildings, eliminate none of the buildings, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, what is going on? My T-47s didn't fly as far away as I thought they would. They must have come back. Again, these individual units a little too eager to fight. And we'll follow these bombers in. TIE bombers coming out of a New Republic fleet, interestingly enough. And we're actually successful in clipping both of those buildings. So that's awesome. That's a bunch of reinforcements they're not going to get out of those buildings now. We'll go ahead and send these guys forward. I'll actually detach the free runners and have them come back and work against the hypervelocity gun here. Anti-vehicle cannon there. In fact, I'm going to grab all of our infantry here as well and send them back here. Oh, and they are retreating anyway. Okay. Well, I love it when a battle ends early due to an enemy retreat. So that's going to do it for this episode. Kind of a lot of ups and downs, or a lot of tense moments, especially this battle over Thyfera with this Bulwark. Didn't end up losing anything, almost lost many things, and that was pretty incredible. We got lucky there, but we have a brand new Imperial planet there at Thyfera. We continue to get strong here up in the Mon Calamari region of the galaxy. In fact, who's coming at me at Metalorn? I don't like that that's happening, but that is going to be a problem that we try to address next episode when the Maldruid apparently attacks us at Metalorn, and then we apparently are going to counterattack the Maldruid at Centauri's. That's okay. You know what? I can afford to retreat at Metalorn. I will even give up the entire planet if it means that I can get into Centauri's, take the space over Centauri's, eliminate the Maldruid capital. That'll be really good for us and for our strategic position as the New Republic. So join me next episode and we'll see what happens. Until then, have a great one.